Welcome to A Journey Through the Bible with Mukhwana Isaac. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hope the new year is moving on well, but even if not yet, we just pray for the best as we get into the subsequent months and days. Today, I want us to look at the fasting of Jesus briefly. He fasts for 40 days and afterwards he is tempted. So I want to only talk about this briefly. Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil, as we read in Matthew chapter 4 from verse 1 to 11. Although the Holy Spirit was always with Jesus, the words led up, or as we read in Mark, drove out, show that the Holy Spirit was giving a more energetic impulse than was usual, for he wanted Jesus to meet the very power of evil by facing temptation. And this immediately after God had witnessed to his divine sonship, as we saw in our previous episode at his baptism. Since Jesus was alone, our knowledge of this event can only have come from him. And here we have a clear example of how the early church must have used this ancient so much, the incident, using it so much in her preaching that it eventually became part of the gospel. For it is in this event that Christ, although alone, has a lot to teach us for our encouragement right from the ancient church, those ancient days. So we see Jesus went to the lonely, bare, mountainous district of the wilderness, that of Judea, and that alone is enough symbol of the evil, the devil one. Why did Jesus fast for 40 days and nights? Yes, why? He knew he was pleasing to his Father. That is number one. But to us, looking back to Jesus as God, it seems there was no need for him to fast. For fasting is penance to be undergone for sins. That is why whenever it comes to Lenten season, and every Friday is a day of penance, a day of fasting, a day that the Mother Church has given us. That you fast, reason being, you are saying, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned." Now, here we must look to the church's understanding of Christ, which she learned in prayer and reflection after the Spirit had come to enlighten the church on Pentecost. Jesus had come as a man and had united human nature in himself. He knew that man was sinful and that the only way to take away sins of the sin of man was by reparation. And so by fasting, Jesus showed us that we must do. He showed us what we must do. But at the same time, he fasted for you and myself, for us, his fellow men and women. That is the reason, the number one thing why Jesus fasted. So I want us to end here today. Tomorrow we shall see what follows. Afterwards, he was hungry. Jesus was like you and myself. It is a journey through the Bible with Mukhwana Isaac that has brought us to the end of today's episode. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Be blessed.